I'm really connected with a core group of people here, and I'm in both worlds, older generation and a younger generation. And our older generation, I don't know what's happening with the younger on the physical, but a lot of them are really processing these energies through their physical. And I've been through that quite a bit already. So I've been being pulled really into assistance. And I feel like I'm in both worlds between where I'm located right now and Maui. So I'll be going back and forth, and I'm excited about all of it. And I'm really excited about Levital and then all the things you're doing. So I'm just on fire, full of light, full of love, and so excited and just open and supportive. I am like the little support person in the background, and I like it that way, and that's my service. And I'm getting it called. I'm much better on individuals and groups, but I am making an attempt, bravely, slowly, coming back out, because I've been, Doran loves that word, but retired for years. So I'm out of retirement. He dragged me out a few years ago, and I'm happy. I'm really happy to be connected with all your groups, and then with, the individual things here. And I'm starting to get back out in the music scene here, which always fills my heart. And I can't wait to get back to Maui, but I will in good time. And I'll see you again, Teahna, I'm sure. And thank you for the ad the other day. And I think what you're doing is amazing. I think what everyone is doing in this group is amazing. Like beyond me, it's definitely source. So it's wonderful to see it. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you.
All right. Now I got to figure out how to turn. Not good at the technology.
There you go. You're good. Okay, thank you, Deb, for sharing. Thank you, Teahna and Aaron Gabriel earlier here. Okay, so Maui, let's see, what updates can we share for Maui? The most recent update is this group called We the People that is just starting to have gatherings. The intention is for every day to have gatherings. There's a schedule that they showed me that is for every single day at a different community center all around the entire island at all the different venues. Go ahead.
Don't you think it's funny, Doran, that the event that we're having in Maui is called We the People?
There it is.
It's called I don't know if you've seen the master plan yet, but it's called We the People because of the film release of We the People. So that's
perfect.
That's too much, man.
Tell me more about that, so I have that download again.
And you know what? Two companies the radio show I used to be on all the time just put people for people, and one of the astrologers I've been finding is astrology for the people. So it's definitely Aquarius and bringing all the people together. And I didn't know that about yours, Teahna. I love the synchronicity. But yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just typing in. I'm typing in the website. I put the master portfolio on the website. The master portfolio kind of holds the vision and the mission and what we're doing and the scheduled events. Most of the events that are on there are scheduled except for the stadium size event in 2020. So the manifestation of this is happening pretty quickly, and people, because it is a collective vision. So it's kind of about having it roll out. But We the People was created as the name because Kelly Kingston, you know what? I'm not sure if I can release this information live. I guess so. She is the producer, one of the producers of a film called We the People. And she's going to be doing a red carpet event in Brisbane prior to our event in Maui. but we can use the, so I was going to mirror her event over here, even though it might evolve in a little bit of a different way, but it's called We the People. The Austin event is called The New Earth, and it's, you know, the Maui event is about we the people and us coming together and having these amazing the amazing platform of healers and performance art and raising vibration. And I don't know, Doran, you're going to be a big part of that collaboration. So hopefully maybe you can read the master portfolio and it will get your wheels turning a little bit about, because some of the stuff that I had envisioned doing for that event, you are now doing around the island. So I just don't even have to say anything. I'll just wait.
Yeah.
You guys are already doing it.
Think
So.
in a year what will be if every day we're already doing all the, it's sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel strongly about, is that all the global movements will be hubbed here and they'll start coming over. All the main leaders of all the global movements will start coming over. Like right now, like, you know, Deb came over, of course, and now Natural and you know, Keegan came over, Bloom came over, Natural, Haley came over. It's the Fibonacci effect. 1, 2, 3, 5. You know, it's going to be like core group leaders keep coming over, but then soon it'll be 144, you know, 1,000 something, 10,000 if that's meant to happen like that, where we have the ability to hub all the global movements, all of our global change makers that are guided to be a part of the headquarters, the capital of Gaia, the Mother Earth, Heart Chakra, hubbing out all the global movements on all the lands. Like we're already starting to unfold this concept of like I just visited land here, conservation land here in Maui, that there's the homesteading happening. It's sovereign farmers, indigenous homesteading. It's, you know, people are just one of the top farmers here is just selecting the top farmers and leaders for plots, and they're just growing the different foods that are being called for so that we can bring 100% food sovereignty. And that's just one example of this. All these farms all over the island, I work at Local Harvest, and we are a food hub that receive all the different produce from all the farms and all the producers, and then we flow it to all the different organic restaurants and organic stores and even households for the CSA model. So we are operating a small scale model for what the people, the farms are all demanding is 100% food sovereignty through creating a food hub, or maybe it's a series of food hubs. Maybe one on the West Coast, one on the East Coast, one in the South, one in the North, maybe one in the Central. But we're already operating the model, and people like myself and Keegan are some of those leaders that could be, if we're asked to, if we're funded, we would set up the duplicate model in these other locations. Plus, Keegan's one of our drivers. We've got drivers that do these routes. So basically, and I had a transportation business where we had 7 vehicles and large vans and scaled it really big. So I'm already mapping logistics for the food hubs and then the logistics transport. So we basically bring all the produce direct to all the hubs, and then the people around the hubs, there'll be, of course, markets. Farmers markets already exist all over the island, and more co-op stores, resource centers, resources. Not just food is being hubbed in this way, but we will be able to gather all the resources on Maui and actually logistically bring it to resource hubs all over Maui, and then do the proper distribution or resourcing of the materials into right use and recycling, recycling everything, no trash. We will have a no trash island in the near future. We will have no packaging on all the shelves. There will be no packaging. That will happen, no doubt. We have these abilities, and it starts with these groups coming together that are focused on solutions and project managing what is the best way we can play together. First and foremost, grounding our group, grounding our mission, whether it's setting up headquarters, setting up eco-villages, and centers for these groups to really be set up in a way in which they can focus all their time and energy and resources on their project. This is the blueprint, is to come together with a core group around a cause or issue or an area location-wise, and then form agreements for collaboration, and then master planning process, but then focus on the hanging fruit first. Let's set ourselves up in a great way so that we have the resources, we have the foundation in place, all of our leaders can be all their basic needs set up, so that we can then go from the hanging fruit project to like really launching major movements, maybe compost bins on the whole island, every corner, compost bins, food forests, launching major food forests in all the different areas of the island, all the different solutionary projects that we have in our pipeline amongst our global movements and all of our change makers, bringing them forth in a united way. So it is one project left, but one project Maui first. Let's get the perfect blueprint in one place, the heart chakra first, while, little grassroots seed starting is already happening on Big Island because they had the volcanoes, and on Kauai because they had the floods. And soon all the islands will be right behind Maui doing the same exact unfoldment, to the point where we have the whole Lemuria fully birthed back into its highest blueprint, or whatnot. And then there'll be groups that start to fly over to the West Coast. Some will get excited and fly to other continents and start the Caravan from festival to festival and from village to village, and grounding cities of light and bringing all these different movements to the ground, unfoldment all over the world simultaneously, with media showcasing all of it, so anybody in the world can take anything they see and start it themselves with their own little group when they're ready. So it's all open sourced, it's all decentralized. The source is flowing through all beings that are open and ready to play in this way. All these solutions are downloading in, they're being healed, growing, transforming. Everyone's being guided to become their higher self in this now. And here in Maui, it's just cool to be able to go to these community association meetings, which are happening in most of the cities, and these farmers union meetings that are happening in most of the different cities all over Maui. Those are like community association. That would be where community councils will be formed, which would mean there will be like that core council of leaders, which I'm in Haiku, and Haiku is a place where it's most ready. It's this like heart of the heart of the heart of the heart. And we have the Temple of Peace, which is like the crown of the heart chakra center. That's just the highest vibe center. And all these different centers all over Haiku a lot of them are being run by women, powerful, strong women that have been in that healing process, growth, transformation process, activating and having core groups come and show up for them to be able to start to actually project manage these centers into major centers, whether they're event centers, whether they're resource centers, whether they have stores or marketplaces, whether they're healing centers, whether they're education and training centers, whether they're ceremonial centers, or all the different other types alternative building centers, healthy food, farming operations, all these different types of centers. I've been getting all these blueprints ready to share them freely in Haiku to all the people in Haiku. 8,000 people can start doing the steps. And so we can bring our Haiku Community Association meetings, start to have a core group leading it with one representative in each area of the wheel of co-creation, the Barbara Marx Hubbard, education and building and food and water and technology and all these, having a leader in Haiku here for each area to then have them have a subcommittee of leaders in each of their area, and for us to project manage Haiku into its highest blueprint through a master agreements and master planning process and such, and have birth local currency for Haiku, birth local currencies for every project in Haiku, down to every neighborhood having its own currency, and really laying that groundwork foundation out so the rest of Maui can see it and do the process, as well as broadcast it to the world so everywhere in the world can start seeding the same unfoldments. So I have a lot more to share, of course, about Maui and what's been happening, but I'll take a second to just pause and open it up.
You know what I love too is your group, because I've known Doran only 2.5 years, but your group's so big. I mean, yes, Maui, but look, Teahna, you're there. You were in Costa Rica. I mean, we're all over the world, and we're all connected to the same energy, and we're all doing it where we are. And of course, we can hub back and forth to Maui or anywhere. And it's so cool. Like, it's like such a big circle. Like, I get funny and emotional too, but it's like I see that big circle of angels holding hands around the whole planet. And then it probably goes farther than there, and I got chills. So that's what we're doing. And Maui is awesome. I mean, I was resistant. I'm like, I got somewhere tropical. No, Doran knows, and then I love it because it's true. And I'd already known a while back that's where he was supposed to go. We had looked at things, and exactly what he's been talking about, and you all are already doing is really happening in Maui, and it is exciting to see, and it's just going to continue. I don't know. I already saw it years ago and knew that it's just there for us to walk into, and we are doing it now. Mm-hmm. And so God bless you all. Keep doing what you're doing. Okay, Teahna, I'll step back. I get too excited, then I'm like, ah!
Let's see.
I'll ask a question while there's silence. So I was thinking Dean was going to be on today, but it's not today. It'll be next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're dialing it all.
And then are you going to put the link up? Will you put the link up for the next call for the Amazon or the river or whatever too?
It's the same link. If anyone shows up for that, we'll do it. If not,
okay.
We've got Big Island fundraiser events we're working on tomorrow, so I'm not attached to that.
Okay.
Last week they were excited about it, so but let's let Teahna channel through something here.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so really, I think what I'm being guided to share mostly, hopefully there's some people out there that are seeing this live, and this isn't specifically for you two, because I know that you're in your passion and you're fully on your mission and have been for quite some time. But I would like to encourage anybody that is out there that may be not feeling unconnected or feeling like they don't have something that they're doing that they're passionate about, I would like to invite those people to understand that when they, if you move toward what you're passionate about and you're feeling called to do, the field that has been created around the world for us will pick you up and carry you forward. And it's becoming a very expansive field for instant manifestation. And you will be supported in the things you want to do. If you feel like, oh, maybe you don't have the right community around you, or you don't have the things that you need for your own survival, try to let go of that and step into your fuller potential, step into your higher self, and step into your passion. And you'll quickly see that right now is a marvelous time to do that, because angels will show up all over the place. We are all out here supporting one another and loving one another through our evolutionary process and our healing, as well as our building out our projects. So it's a good time. I think, yeah, I wanted to share that. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to share a little bit more about Maui just because. So, yes, it's been an amazing 8 months. I've been here. So many laid the groundwork before us. It's getting better and better for anyone to make this transition over into the heart, to really truly be in heaven on earth and see the others, see the mirrors, see all the other versions of self, the other aspects, the many other higher self-embodied beings that are already there, that are retired, that are doing what they love to do, that are healers, that are coming together each and every day at all these different events. There's events happening all the time. Soon it's going to be every hour of every day. We're coming together around things that matter to us, and we get to choose which things we want to be a part of. So it's been really great. I enjoy in Maui, I enjoy the weekly schedule, which we're going to be putting together. Now I have Natural here, and as like right there, like him and I are just like, we're locked in. We are project managing these pieces to put a weekly schedule out of the events that are happening on Maui, and things like the Sundays at the Temple of Peace, Sunday 10:30 a.m. singing and dancing, like a rainbow family gathering, and high level channeled messages coming through, and all decrees and intentions and visualizing the highest timeline, and you're amongst 50 to 100 of yourself. And it's just like a rite of passage. It's like you've made it when you get to that room and you're in the room and everybody's there with you, and it's just miraculous. And to follow that, after 10:30 a.m., about 1 p.m. starts the potluck, where everybody brings organic, healthy meal, to share as family, and we all super connect. It's so magical to be at the Temple of Peace on Sundays. And that's just one thing that happens there. Is all week they have events, and we can schedule our own events there. So we could start booking that space out all week if we'd like. It's a great space for it. Mondays, Tuesdays, let's see. Tuesday night at the Temple of Peace is the Krishna chanting and some dancing, and the Indian feast, which is so amazing. You just spiral right to the highest level at this gathering, and it's so high level. To Wednesdays, we're now doing healthy happy hours on Wednesdays. Myself and Keegan and Haley and Natural, just jump started this. We've just moved it over to the Makawao Union Church, which is where the conscious dance is happening right after. So we're at 3:30 to 5:30. Conscious Dance is 5:30 on, and it's already gathering some of the highest vibe, young change makers, spiritual, heart-centered, embodied leaders in haiku and greater areas of Maui already at the Conscious Dance on Wednesday at the Makawao Union Church, and the Dance Church on Saturday nights, 7 p.m., also at the Makawao Union Church. This is like the core group of young heart-centered leaders gathering every Wednesday and Saturday at this dance and embodying it, flowing it through, you know. And all the people on the island are all getting active and choosing our own leaders or becoming our own leaders and coming together in the different groups around causes or in our neighborhoods. So these are the people, these young people at these Conscious Dance, at these Dance Church, and even Temple of Peace, and all the events I'm listing are all starting to come together and announce, you know, let's bring in better leaders, let's bring in better agreements for all of Maui. Let's bring back the Aloha agreements. What do you got, Teahna? Unmute.
I'm going to have to chime out because I'm going to go eat some dinner with my family. But yeah, thank you for sharing, Dora. And you're making me want to come back to Maui.
You will
See?
Be back soon.
You will be.
I'm all coming there real soon.
All right.
Oh.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much for having this, and I'll try to chime in next week as well.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Thank
Dad.
you, Teahna.
Oh.
Have a beautiful evening.
You too.
Yeah. So then we have, let's see, Wednesdays after a healthy happy hour is the dance. I'm going to mute you just so there's no sound interference. The healthy happy hour, where we're all coming together as that core group to unite all health-minded and healer individuals on the whole island, sharing our products, sharing our service offerings with each other, sharing our wisdoms and solutions for health, for everything, all ailments or whatnot, and being a core group that can, you know, of course, join each other's opportunities to share health with all and abundance while we're doing it, as well as uniting around maybe we should start more businesses or create more products or create more service offerings, or maybe an agency of healers, or maybe a healing marketplace or store on the island, or maybe an eco community, a healing community, or a healing festival for the whole island. The sky is the limit. What a core group can do that's focused on 100% perfect health for self, for each other, family, friends, community, and all of Maui. So you raising your hand, go ahead.
You know what? I love going back to the dance thing because you know how much I love music and sound. But dance, music, singing, dance raise the frequency. And you've got all those young, heart-centered people doing the ecstatic dance and the conscious dance, which is actually putting so much energy behind everything that's happening there and with your projects. And are you going to keep filming them or not? Because I noticed we didn't have it yesterday, and I wondered. So you had to move location. Will you start filming it, or will you keep it more private? You know, if people are sharing or.
Yesterday we had a healthy happy hour at the Treehouse Art Gallery, and then we had the Pono Network social media committee. While those were happening, there was the We the People happening, their first one. So what happened is the healthy happy hour, tuning into the energy and, you know, allowing it to be natural and local and people to be more intimate and connect. We did no filming for that to start with. And then same with the Pono Network, wanting the intimacy to be able to really be vulnerable and work together as a committee. It's just a committee, it's private, for a big project. But we did the Zoom for the Pono Network. We Zoomed in some of our other committee members.
Right.
So we were able to use the technology. But each person is having to feel into whether they want to be vulnerable, be public. And, we make mistakes. We say the wrong thing. There is that little bit of, so I will have the camera. I will go to events. I will broadcast everything. So there will be broadcasts for all of it, but certain like committees, private, that was something that we all tuned in together and decided, let's just have it for our committee for that.
I picked up on that, and I kind of had the feeling that was what was going on, because the first one was so great, but it really is a heart opening and sharing. So that is not always, and it's always the person's choice. So you've got the first one to demonstrate, and then that's perfect. I think that's really ethical and honoring, to tune into that. And then I knew you were going to do the Zoom with the Pono, so perfect. And then, but now you said next week, I think you said, if I heard you right, next week the Healthy Happy Hour is moved over to the church.
Yes.
Okay, so, and whether you film it or not, but make sure that announcement gets out. Exactly. Yeah, okay. All right, I thank you for clarifying that, because we haven't got to talk since that happened, but I had a feeling. So, okay.
Sure.
Great. Okay.
So, all right. So Wednesdays, let's see, Thursdays. Then we have Thursdays is, for right now, we have the Big Island Fundraiser Planning Committee. That's not a weekly. That's just because the event's on Friday. But Thursdays, there's open mic nights. 7 p.m. at the cannery, the marketplace, actually the Haiku marketplace over there. And that's wonderful, put on by Parker. And he also runs the Treehouse Art Gallery as well, where we're having events and a wonderful space for artists to hub as well for the makers. And a lot of the makers are gathering in a lot of these different spaces. So that's another part of all of this, is all the makers are gathering, the resourcers to resource materials into greater alchemical transformation into something new and greater that we all agree is awesome. So let's see, Thursdays, Fridays, the drum circle on the beach. We have Fridays and Sundays. Sundown are both the Baldwin Beach and the Baldwin Beach is Friday, and then Sunday is Little Beach. I believe, Little Beach, which is a little further away in Kihei area. And those are really wonderful to be on the beach. And Sunday, I believe, is the nude one, I think, where people can do that. And it's just wonderful for our tribe to come together, hundreds of our tribe to come together on Friday and Sunday, sundown evenings and into the night a little bit, to sing and dance and connect and swim and play drums, drum circles, and everything. It's really awesome. So that's Friday evenings for that one. So then Saturdays, there's upcountry farmers market. There's farmers markets happening almost every day all over the island. So we're already coming together and having markets for produce. And, it's inevitable that some of these will expand to all things. Music, little carnivals, music, and connection, and councils, around the neighborhood councils, around all the issues, to markets for all different products and service offerings, healings, everything. So we have that laid out with all the farmers markets. So that's wonderful. Saturdays, Sunday, yes, Temple of Peace and the drum circle in the evening. And there's so many other amazing events happening as well. And these are just some of them. And we are forming more core groups around more causes. And the We the People tour will be, soon, as we all dial in with it more and more, as the different leaders and organizations dial in with the We the People tour. It can be every day, different part of the island. Every neighborhood at these community centers, you know, whether it's in the building or whether it's out in the lawn or the park right next to the buildings, and you know, fully sponsored, that should unfold, where all the local community organizations and businesses co-sponsor these simple, you know, these events at these centers. And this is allowing for the different candidates for all the offices to come together and talk the issues, you know, hopefully go beyond debating and come into consensus forming and agreements around the issues and the solutions, and bringing each village into highest blueprint, every neighborhood within each village even. And as Pono Network is one of the groups that MauiPonoNetwork.org is a network of networks for all of Maui, getting behind all the people of Maui and what we all value, what we all agree to bring in Maui highest blueprint, and then put leaders into place that are promising that they will serve up these Maui values and address the issues that the people of Maui have all spoken that are important: the affordable housing and the water and the lands and food sovereignty and the reefs and so many other causes and issues. The people are coming together in these groups, and the Pono Network is just one of the groups. So many amazing change groups on the island that are coming together and doing focused project unfoldments within this Maui highest blueprint unfolding. So there's a little bit of information. I'm going to take a pause here if you have anything to say.
Nope, it's great. I love it. Keep going.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's just really exciting what's unfolding. Each person that's guided to be here now is making their transition over. And everyone that's here now is getting the clear guidance of who they are and how they are to be here, and what, you know, to come together with their neighborhood, or to come together with a focused group around a cause, or to activate an eco community, or an event or a festival, or a media, you know, a media network that can showcase all that's happening here, and anything at all these different amazing people here, heart-centered leaders coming together to bring in the highest blueprint. So with that, I feel we're pretty close to winding this thing down. You feel good? Okay, great. All right.
Good.
Thank you all for tuning in. Any last statements?
Do you have time to connect in a little bit private after this, or?
Yeah, I can give you a call after.
Okay. All right. I love you. It was great. Good show. Good job.
Awesome.
And everybody come join us. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha.